Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Wherever there is a movement, there is world. Where there is no movement, the world disappears. This is the foundation. And surprisingly, all of us know this. But we know this we do not know. You will see anybody who doesn't know anything about meditation or prayers or going before the Lord and doing namaskar, anybody who doesn't know anything about this, he will naturally, when meditation means what? They will like to sit quiet. Meaning, no movement. The breathing they can't stop. Then the next thing comes mind. Then their understanding of meditation is the mind should not have thoughts. What is the thought? Movement in the mind is called as thoughts. What are the waves? Movement in the ocean is called as waves. So we all know that prayers or meditation means you should sit quiet and let there be no thoughts. And this will never happen. And then we suffer, complain, frustrate. And therefore, we have to have this clear understanding. What do we mean by absence of movement? See? This is where the meditation with understanding and meditation without understanding comes up. See? Meditation without understanding is what? We are satisfied by stagnation of body doesn't move. I can sit in one posture for 4 hours. Then we imagine this is achievement in meditation. It is, but it is not all. Otherwise, we will have to remain like a rock, a statue, throughout life. That cannot be life. We have to be moving dynamically in this world, and yet the movement doesn't happen. See how beautiful it is? Now to understand this principle, let us take the same example of the ocean. Water, although supporting the ocean and the waves, does not move at all. See, how? When the ocean moves, water doesn't move. When the ocean moves, waves are formed, waves are born, waves grow, waves die. So birth, growth and death of the waves do not influence the water. Birth, growth and death is a movement. So water is not born, water doesn't grow, water doesn't die. See, exactly the same way. Freedom from the movement does not mean merely suspension of movement of the Prakriti, of the matter. Matter is called Prakriti. Now what is the nature of the eyes? To see. When the eyes are seeing, it is not a problem. The nature of the ears is to hear. If they are hearing, it is not a problem. Similarly, the nature of the mind is to have thoughts. How there can be a problem? But then what we want to do? Go against, contrary to the nature. And then chitta vritti, nirodha, yoga, and the whole life you spend only struggling to stop the mind from thinking. And our attempt is like the bird trying to remove the reflection from the mirror. So what is to be done? Only wisdom, understand. Where there is prakriti, vikruti is bound to be. First principle. Second principle. When something is created, it will be destroyed. When something is born, it has to die. This is the nature. You cannot change it. You cannot stop it. But those who are engaged in meditation only up to the prakriti level, they don't go beyond prakriti. And as a result, what happens? They harvest a lot of siddhis because of control over prakriti. See? And then those siddhis become the obstacle in their spiritual evolution. Like in the outer world, the temptations of the worldly objects, the attraction towards the beautiful things and beings, this is an obstacle for the spiritual growth in the outer world. Exactly the same way, in the inner world, the obstacle is these siddhis and powers which start manifesting because we are controlling the prakriti, the matter. This will happen. And therefore many seekers, when they sit for meditation and doing pretty well, they start experiencing various things. Sometimes they experience the light, sometimes they experience the sounds, sometimes they experience the fragrance, and then they get caught up there. See, the other day when I did meditation, there was a nice light came for quite some time. But after that, the light is never coming. Now what has happened? So, are you here to see the light? If you have to see the light, open the eyes and see. See, friends. Therefore, what is the meaning of we are in this dynamic world of constant change and yet maintain the changeless status? That is real meditation. Otherwise, all the great masters, they would have been only sitting in the cave throughout life, and scriptural wisdom which is available to us would never have been available to us. See, my friends, therefore, what is meditation? See, meditation is learning from every experience of our life in the light of the scriptural authority, not by our own. Otherwise, everything will happen and you start imagining this is meditation. No. Such people get frustrated after some time. See. Therefore, what is the meaning of meditation? Analyze your experiences. And by this analysis, two things are to be attained. I am shamelessly repeating it. One day it may click by God's grace. Freedom from body identification, freedom from the notion that I am a soul. So we have done sufficient about freedom from body identification. Yesterday we started freedom from remaining as a soul in a body. Now this we have to get rid of. Now to get rid of this, we have to again analyze our own experiences and learn. So what is the soul? So soul is, to understand, take an example. We have heard about Brahman. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyomanna. What is Paramatma? Satchidananda. Very good. What is Jivatma? What is the soul? Soul is a soul. As the absolute is explained that it is conscious blissful existence, in the same manner, what is a soul? See? This we never inquire. And therefore we suffer in life. See, my friends. So if you have to define a husband, how will you define a husband? Man plus the limitations of the wife and expression of the unlimited man through the limitations of the wife in a limited way, these three factors put together is called as a husband. See? Now, next step. Is husband a common noun or a proper noun? It's a common noun. Any fool getting married to another fool is called as husband, is it not? Do we require any qualification? See, when you are extremely intelligent gold medalist, you become professors. When you are mediocre, you become businessmen. When you are good for nothing, gundas, cheats, you become politician. And when you are a total miserable failure in your life, you become Babaji. See how simple it is. Therefore, like husband is a common noun, in the same manner, jiva or the soul is also a common noun. So what is a common noun? It is, everything is common for them. But who is miserable? Man is never miserable. It is husband who is miserable. Man is never miserable. It is the son who is miserable. Man is never miserable. It is the father who is miserable. Now find out. Out of this man, the son, the husband and the father, have they come out? Where are they? And who is miserable? These three things which have no existence. The day you will click with this understanding, you have attained freedom from movement. Like the water expresses as the waves but doesn't move. The water expresses as the ocean but doesn't become drowned in the ocean. In the same manner, living in meditation is we live as a son, we live as a husband, we live as a father, and yet we continue to live basically as a human being. This is meditation. To bring us to this, our scriptures, out of compassion for us, tell. So what they tell? We are all expert in blaming others for all our problems. Like today we were late. So I can always blame. Today Ravi was late. He got up very late and so what will happen? I'll blame him, I'll relax. We are all expert in that. So if I am a husband, I am miserable because of the wife, blame her. Then what will be my spiritual practice? Try to improve the wife. Improving the wife is like ashakyanushthan, impossible undertaking. And then become frustrated. So the scriptures tell us, first, stop blaming the world for your miseries. You are squarely responsible for your everything that is happening to you. Nobody can make you miserable unless you cooperate. When the gurus cannot make us wise, how can the world make us miserable? Then we are responsible for that. Now, what I have done, I have got all the miseries because you have done some bad karma. But I don't remember. You may not remember. Maybe in the last life. And you will see, all of us, in a blind, stupid manner, accept it. Okay, last life I must have done something good or something bad. And as a result of that bad karma, I suffer. You accept it. Then we are told, if you don't behave properly now, next life again you will suffer. So we start behaving properly. And as a result, our attitude towards life starts changing. Now here one most important thing. The mistake that happens, we talk about last life, this life, next life. And therefore, this imaginary concept of rebirth is born. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatare shayanam. Who is born? Nobody is born. Now to understand this, take this example. Before coming to Houston, I was in Miami. Before coming to Miami, I was in Cancun. Before that, I was in Bacalar. These are the different places in Mexico. When I left Bacalar, Bacalar is dead for me. I am still there. Then I was born in Cancun. I left Cancun. Cancun is dead for me. I am still there. Then I was born in Miami. Then Miami I was born. After I left Miami, Miami is dead for me. I am still there. Now I am in Houston. So I am born in Houston. But when I leave this place tomorrow, Houston is dead for me. I am still there. When did I die? So what we have to understand in meditation, last life, this life and next life, doesn't mean we are born again and again. It means we are a continuous, unbroken existence. Is it not true with ourselves? The childhood body has gone. Childhood is dead for me. I am still the same. Teenage has gone. I am still the same. Middle age has gone, I am still the same. Where did I die? See, friends, this concept of jiva or the soul, we have to clear it fully. Otherwise, whole life you will be caught up in this karma, karma, karma. Last life, this life, do karma, go to heaven and purify. It's all rubbish. See, friends, about this I will tell you one example. How the jiva doesn't exist. Jivo brahmaiva naparaha. There is nothing like soul or the jiva. There was one girl, she came to meet me in Mumbai, it happened. And she said, Swamiji, Mummy has asked me to talk to you. I said, yes, start. What is the problem? He said, you know, I am divorced. I said, yes, I know you are divorced. Then, there is some function in our house. My mother told, you please go out and come late at evening, 9-10 o'clock, then the function will be over. This function is meant only for those girls who are married. You don't have husband, you are divorced. So you cannot stay for this function. She said, but that fellow is not dead, he is still alive. He said, don't talk to me that. You are not married? Yes, not married. then go away. So she was refusing to go. Then she said, you go and talk to Swamiji. If he says, okay, then I'll allow you. So she came to me and she asked this question. Swamiji, after divorce, the girl becomes vidva or remains sadhva? After divorce, the girl is widow or not a widow? Now tell me. Then I told her, I have studied all the Vedas. Nowhere in the Vedas this question is answered, that after the divorce, whether the girl is a widow or not a widow. When a divorce happens, who dies? The man and the woman, they don't die. The husband and the wife, they die. And where were they? Where is their dead body? Have they done a funeral? Who dies? See, my friends, then we get married to another man. Then again I am a wife. There also it didn't click, so divorce. Then I get married third time, again a wife. So the first wife is equal to second wife, is equal to third wife. Or the third wife is the summation of the first wife plus second wife plus third wife. Or where the three wives are, they are nowhere. Exactly the same way. When my father dies, nothing happens to me, the son. Because without father, I cannot be a son. When my wife dies, nothing happens to me, the husband. Because without a wife, I cannot be a husband. If this is clear, exactly the same way, Paramatma expressing through the Panchakoshas, that expression of Paramatma through the limitations of the Panchakoshas, these three factors put together is called the soul or the jiva. These three of them. Like our reflection in the mirror. If we have to define the reflection in the mirror, what will be required? Our face, number one. Second thing is the mirror. And third is the reflection. And where will reflection happen? If our face and mirror come face to face, then only. If the mirror is somewhere, we are somewhere, reflection will not happen. If this example is clear, in the same manner, Paramatma expressing through the limitations of the Panchakoshas is called as Jiva. Now, in that reflection, what is the reality? Is the reflection the reality? Is the mirror reality? Or our face is the reality? If there is no mirror, no reflection can happen, but the face continues to remain. So the reflection and the mirror depend on the face. The face doesn't depend on them. In the same manner, Jiva, Jiva, Jiva has no existence. And therefore, meditation is come to this reality that you are. To bring us to our own self, there are many techniques given in the scriptures. The one thing I'll tell you today, try that. And after this is tried, then the whole day we have to live with this understanding. We are in this world only as the divine. Never complain, never suffer, accept the world as it is, and then mind is ever at peace with itself. It is told in our scriptures, be attentive now, from the toe up to the loins is the Prithvi Tattva, is the earth element. From the loins up to the umbilicus is the Jala Tattva, the water element. From the umbilicus up to the heart is the fire element. From the heart up to the throat is the air element. From the throat up to the bhrumadhya, the forehead, is the akash, the space element. From the forehead, the eyebrows, up to the top is the mind element. And beyond that is the truth. So what we have to do? We have to start dissolving them one by one, one by one. This technique is called scripturally as bhavana. Like Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, there are two techniques. One technique is understanding and rejecting what we are not. Only rejection is not enough. That is nishedhatmak. We have to assert our truth, videyatmak. So what we are not, that we reject. What we are, that we assert. These two things together constitute a perfect meditation. Otherwise, simply sitting quiet like a stone is not meditation. That is jada samadhi. Then the people get very enchanted. Oh, he was sitting in samadhi for so many years and the snakes moved around them on his body, but he was not aware. This also happens in deep sleep. That is not. Simply sitting like an inert rock is not meditation, is not samadhi, it is only going back to Prakriti. This is what happens many times when the seeker sits for meditation, the mind becomes quieter and quieter, and we have trained our mind. When the mind is quiet, go to sleep. And therefore, when they sit for meditation, after some time, they start getting the kind of jhatkas. And then they ask us, because I don't know that, Swamiji, in our retreat, we have gone there for meditation, and there we have seen some of them were doing like this thing. What was that? I said, I don't know, I was not there. No, you know what it must be. I said, I can only imagine. It must be a jhatka meditation. Because when the mind is quiet, you go to sleep. When you go to sleep, you end up in Prakriti, in matter, in Jadatva. We have to transcend the mind and merge the mind in consciousness. This is the basic difference. See, friends, the meditation practiced by any method except this Vedantic method ends up only Prakriti Pradhan. It is mainly the matter oriented. But here we are not holding on to one particular posture. No, doesn't matter. What Bhagavan Shankara says, Yoga rato va, bhoga rato va, sangha rato va, sangha vihina. Involvement in the world doesn't corrupt your meditation. Then we start living in meditation. We don't do meditation for half an hour and some frustration for the whole day. No. Therefore, nasti buddhi ayuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana. Two things are necessary. One mother told her son, look here, my dear son, now your exams are coming. Enough of loitering around. No more TV, no more surfing, no more Facebook, no more friends, no more mobile phone, everything off. He said, okay, Mama. He kept everything. Results came. Examination result. He was a failure. The mother said, how come you failed? Mama, whatever you told me, I did that. What did you do? I did not see the movies, I did not surf, I did not have mobile phone and all that. But did you study? You didn't tell me. Similarly, simply don't move, don't eat this, don't eat that, sit quiet, don't think. It is only don'ts, don'ts, don'ts. Nisheda. Videya, then what you are. This second part, Videyatmak, is what we will try to learn today. So first we have to have this clarity about distribution of the five elements in ourselves. From toe up to the lions is Prithvi, earth. From earth to the Umbalikas is the Jala Tattva. From Umbalikas to the heart is the Agni Tattva. From the heart to the throat is the Vayu Tattva. From the throat to the Bhrumadhya is the Akash Tattva. I'll tell you something which is so interesting, you'll enjoy that. There is one thing called as Dvadashangula. Dvadasha means 12. Angula means fingers. If you put your fingers, for example, I start from this point, 4 fingers, 4, 8, and then 4, 12. So this distance from the expanded palm, from the thumb to the little finger, this distance is 12 fingers. Now our body is divided into that way. See? Therefore 12 is called a tapasya. One tap is equal to 12 years of our sadhana. So we start from Prithvi Tattva to the from the lions up to the Umbalikas. This distance is this much. It is here is the Jala Tattva. From the Umbalikas to the heart, another Dvadashangula is the Agni Tattva. From the heart to the throat is another Dvadashangula, is the Vayu Tattva, and from throat up to the Bhrumadhya, another 12. This is called the Akash Tattva. So we have to do this tapasya. Slowly start migrating from the gross to the subtle. Meditation is a journey from the manifest to the unmanifest. Meditation is journey from the many to the one. Meditation is a journey from the effects to the cause. Meditation is a journey from nowhere to nowhere. So when we are sitting quiet, after the basic things are done, so our asana is now perfected, the weight of our body is on the sitting bones, back, neck is straight, we are cheerful and happy, we are not here under compulsion. In our heart is our beloved Lord and the Guru Maharaj. The Lord protects us from within, Guru guides us from within. Now at this moment we are nobody. So we have dropped our total past. All what we have done in the past, do not remember that. No meditation is ever repeated. So when we are nobody, our total past is deleted. When there is no total past, we are not a soul. We are not a jiva. We are Jivana, the life. Now we don't plan anything what we will do after meditation. By this we block the future. Now we are in the utter present. Now we will start dissolving the elements in their cause. The element earth is dissolved in the element water. So we do this bhavana from the toe up to the loins, our legs. They are slowly dissolved in the waters. From the loins up to the umbilicus is the water element. So we do this bhavana. We draw the mind from these legs and dissolve them in the water element. Now we are only up to the loins. Below that there is nothing. Now we dissolve the water element into the fire element, which is from the umbilicus to the heart. So we dissolve the water along with the earth in the fire. Now below the heart, up to the umbilicus, is the fire element. Therefore, below the umbilicus, there is nothing. Now we dissolve the fire element into the air element. So, from the umbilicus to the heart is dissolved in the air element, which is between the heart and the throat. So below the heart there is nothing. Then we dissolve the air element in the space element. Air element is movement. Space element is no movement. So from the throat up to the heart, we dissolve it in the space which is between the throat and the eyebrows. So there is nothing below the throat. Now we dissolve the space element with all its contents in the element mind. Which is between the eyebrows and the top of the head. So below the eyebrows there is nothing. And now this mind is dissolved in the infinite consciousness which is beyond the limitations of the top of the head. Which is infinite. So now the total body has disappeared. We are infinite. As we transcend the body identification, we merge in the Absolute One and not the Relative One. Relative One is finite. Absolute One is infinite. If we have successfully merged in the infinite, there cannot be any thoughts, because thoughts require some reference and thoughts happen to somebody. In Absolute, there is no reference and nobody. Many times we are told to be a witness. Don't get lost in the witness. Then be indifferent to everything. Whether thoughts come or not, who cares? Like the space is indifferent to the contents. deep breath or two slowly. Move your toes and fingers. And see how the mind includes the body and the sense that I am inside the body and the world is outside becomes real. And again the samsara begins. With this poise, we move in the world. So the outside world movement is see everything, hear everything, but don't talk. The inner meditation is don't see, don't hear, don't talk. By these things, we will be transcending the mind and merging in pure consciousness. Because mind expresses only as speech. Speech is reaction to the experiences. So when we stop reacting, the mind dissolves in pure consciousness. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.